Hello again, everybody. It is the Grounded Oracle, aka Mina's Creative Life on TikTok, or the Grounded Oracle 333 on Instagram. I am back with another collective message, okay? This is a love message in particular, all right? I am going to cover what is happening or what is relative to what's going to happen over the next 30 days here. So that is why you see so much out, okay? Now, you guys know how I do my readings. If you've been following me, I use the cards to tell a story. So I won't go into detail. You can go and see some of my earlier videos if you would like more of an explanation on that. I'm going to go ahead and get right into the reading. So, as this card says, by the end of the month, is covering the next couple of weeks. Have faith, divine timing is at play. Okay, so this reading is going to happen, is covering what is going to happen over the next couple of weeks, okay? Okay, everyone, we're going to go ahead and start at the beginning. So I pulled from the love deck first. And it looks like there are gonna be some things that are coming to light here. There could have been a separation, or you could be stopping a pattern coming up here. There could be a lot of eyes on you, or for some of you, there was somebody watching you. There is gonna be somebody watching you during this process, because this is relative to the next 30 days. Okay, now this particular person, for some of you, this could be past tense. The person was watching you. You guys were mirroring each other's behavior. You were at both happily single, okay? So some clarity came during this separation. This is what I'm sensing here. And there an unconditional love formed. While they were watching, they began missing you. And while you were feeling like you were unworthy of love, feeling frustrated with love, you know, in a moment where you were self-sabotaging, they were hiding their true feelings. You know, they may have not been saying anything, but that passion, that love was still burning for you. And you ultimately manifested this, and you didn't know, you actually didn't know that you manifested this connection. There's a lot tied to this. This is a blessing for you, for some of you. Okay, now for others, again, you could be stopping a pattern. All right, and there are a lot of eyes on you. And while you are doing some reflecting on that, you're healing, okay? You're living in the moment. You know, you are protecting yourself. You're protecting your peace. You know, you are being selfish right now. You right now you're focused on being whole within yourself, okay? You may not recognize yourself anymore, and you're at a point where you want to attract the love that you used to feel for yourself. Right now you are frustrated with how things are going, and you're not really telling anybody about this, but it is a burning desire inside of you. You have a positive mindset, a growth mindset, so you are wanting to grow, and that's why Divine timing is at place. Maybe you have been praying for growth, and I'm sensing that your prayers have been answered. Okay, now this right here um is speaking to one or two things. There was somebody dealing with someone who came into the picture and they weren't who they said they were. This could have brought about a lot of darkness, okay? And for some of you, you may not feel like you're in a place where you're seeing any growth, okay? You could feel like you're in a really dark place where, excuse me, where you are not seeing any personal growth, okay? And you're wondering, where do you fit into everything? Where do you fit into life, okay? You may have been procrastinating. You may have been dealing with a lot of distractions, things that don't serve you, and I'm sensing that hope came in. You know, your ancestors stepped in. I'm sensing that there was some sort of divine protection, some sort of spiritual intervention that stepped in, and you know what this situation is. You know where this protection came from. You know that some of you could have been holding on to the things that no longer serve you. Some of you could have been holding on to a relationship that no longer serves you. But once you were able to let go of that connection, once you were able to go into a period of isolation, you released that fear of failure and you ghosted. You might, for some of you, you could have left the person that you were dealing with that wasn't who they said they was. Once you let go of that connection, you ghosted that connection. You came back to self. You focused on self. Okay, so ultimately, for some of you, you released a relationship that no longer served you. For others, this was about personal growth. You started releasing things, people, places, and things that no longer served you. And you got focused, okay? You got focused. And that right there is growth, okay? And so in this, we're going to really break down or get to the meat of everything that could have possibly happened. And then with our angel numbers, we're going to discuss the messages or the encouragement of how we can progress or move forward from this particular reading, okay? So, okay, now getting to the heart of the matter here, you could at one point have been being very naive. I'm sensing some reckless behavior and activity, inability to make decisions, making bad decisions, and I'm sensing that you're coming out of that, okay? And with this angel number here, this is a confirmation, because I don't read these, I just lay them out, okay? If you have been following me and paying attention to my readings, I typically like to mention that. So for some of you, this behavior, remember I mentioned previously in this reading that some of you could be stopping a pattern. So that behavior that I was sensing, um, your angels want you to know that is coming to an end. Okay, so you have some new beginnings here. Okay, there's a fresh start, a new opportunity for positivity and growth. Okay, now everything starts with a blank slate, and you have the power to create whatever you desire. Embrace a fresh start with an open mind. Okay, you see this, how this is empty, zero. This is new beginnings, fresh start. Embrace this with an open mind. Okay, new opportunities are on their way, so stay positive and hopeful. All right, take a moment today and set an intentional goal, knowing that you have a blank slate to create something beautiful. Okay, how can you embrace a new beginning with an open mind and a positive attitude? That is something that you are needing to focus on. Okay, let's move on to the next one. All right, so I'm seeing you're being offered a new beginning. You're being offered a new beginning. Okay. With you being offered a new beginning, you could have been feeling lost. You could have been feeling like there's been a lot of missed chances in your life. Like you haven't been able to grow at your full potential. So you're being offered an opportunity to grow. You're being offered an opportunity. You see this? You're being offered an opportunity to grow, to get grounded, okay? Now to root, okay? Now you see this. Now this card also came out. The opportunity that you are being given now, it's going to restore some balance in your life. It's a new beginning, okay? In order to restore that balance, you're going to be called to do something, all right? Now, you are going to have to create the beginning that you want. For some of you, you've had a lot of delays tied to this connection that you were in. Remember, I told you that some of you could be stopping a pattern, and some of you could be releasing a relationship or a connection that no longer serves you, okay? Now, in this instance, this is the action. This is the call to action, what you're being asked to do, okay? Now, we know this because we had the 0 card. We also have 1 and 1 here. Now, 101, the angel number 101 is wisdom, transformation. That's a change. You're starting over. You see that? That's starting over. All right. So this is starting over. Transformation, change, resilience. This is growth. All right. This is going to empower you. For some of you, you've been seeking some power. You've been wanting to know, where is your power, okay? Now, here's the new beginning. You asked for it, okay? It's being placed in front of you, okay? Now, happiness stems from self-expression, growth, and experiences. View failures as steps to deeper wisdom. You know, what did you learn during those periods where you didn't accomplish what you wanted to accomplish? What did you learn from your life experiences? Okay, happiness is real, it's achievable, and it's all around you. Appreciate both the small and significant moments on your journey. Failures are opportunities for renewal. Embrace the fresh start ahead, okay? Now, this was, we pulled the new beginnings, the Fool. We pulled the Fool card, and we pulled 1 and 1. That's where this angel number 101 comes from. But in itself, 1 and 1, 11, this situation, confirmation, is going to require patience, okay? Now, you know you're starting over. So since you know this is a new start, a new beginning, you know that it's going to require some patience from you. Excuse me. All right? So you're going to have to remain calm while you're doing that reflection. Remember, I mentioned on the other deck that there was some reflection that had to be taking place, okay? Now, there's a lot of understanding, divine timing here, as mentioned previously up here, okay? Now, with divine timing, and if you've went over my previous readings, you know that divine timing is number 9. This is requiring you to take action. What did I tell you here? So, when you have these readings, if you pray for answers, the answers will be confirmed to you in multiple ways. So, this is why you know that the cards are not going to lie to you, because your answers, what is coming back to you when you come and you get a reading, is going to be confirmed in multiple ways. So you know that this new beginning, this new start, is going to require some patience, okay? So changes are coming into your life, and you need to be aware of them. Don't rush to conclusions before you have all the information. Taking your time will prevent harm to others and ensure thoughtful decisions, okay? So you have to focus on being mindful and taking things one step at a time, trusting that the right answers will come with time and clarity. Now, if you think back previously to the beginning of the reading, clarity was mentioned on one of the cards of the other deck, okay? Confirmation with the notification, it just went off. So there's going to be a lot of clarity involved over the next couple of weeks. And, you know, when it comes to what's coming. So in regards to what's coming for you, you're going to get a lot of clarity in the upcoming weeks. So you're needing to reflect on what areas of your life where you need to practice more patience and wait for the full picture to emerge. So you could be contemplating making a decision, and I mentioned that previously, that there has been some inability to make decisions. So whatever you're contemplating, patience, the answer is going to come to you. Don't just let your mind run off and just go to making assumptions. So slow down. Slow your thinking down. That's what this is saying, basically. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on. You want to make sure that you are in alignment. So you want to make sure your thoughts are in alignment. Okay, 222. So let's see. You know you're being called to a release. I mentioned that earlier in the reading. Okay, so that's ultimately what's happening here. Something is being released. Okay, so you need to focus on your goals to bring success. So for some of you, the person, place, or things that no longer serve you, remember, you're stopping a pattern, okay? So while you're stopping a pattern, The thing that no longer serves you, that pattern is aligning you. Alignment 222 is aligning you to your goals in order to help you be successful, get the outcome that you want, okay? Now, for some of you, you were unrealistic, okay? And here's that procrastination again, okay? But ultimately, you got to a place where you remember who you were. You're starting to believe in your personal power, okay? You're going boldly to the throne of grace. Hello, somebody. I just heard that in my spirit, okay? I know that's right. So those inability to make decisions, you're taking dominion over your life. I know that's right. I received that, okay? And you are planning and you are taking those first steps, okay? You've been focused and keeping your eyes on your own goals, okay? That's what you've been doing. Now, mind you, this is all what's going to happen by the end of the month up here, okay? And over the next couple of weeks. So, I see you aligning more towards your purpose. You're going to be reflecting of yourself. Look what the Lord has done, okay? This season is going to require some courage, okay? You're going to be excited about what's happening, all right? You asked for the limits to be taken off in your life, and right now you are going to be a free spirit, okay? You're about to begin to love life more. You're about to start discovering new things. Remember, in the last deck, I mentioned to you that there were some things that were coming to light here, all right? So, 222, alignment. How do you move forward towards your true calling? Simply follow what brings you joy. Your passion and enthusiasm will be your guiding light. If something sparks your interest, follow it. These paths will lead you closer to discovering your life's purpose. Now, mind you, I hadn't even put two and two together. You're discovering here and you're making a discovery here. Now, if you look at what's going on this card, this man is discovering. He is looking. He is reflecting. He is eyeing. He is admiring. All right. Look what, again, you're getting in alignment. Look what the Lord has done. Balance is going to be brought back into your life. Dualities, the decisions that you are going to make. All right. I believe you're going to be able to release anxiety. So we had these two cards come out. All right. Now, remember I told you divine timing is at play here, and you're being called to action. Now is a good time to do what you want to do. All right. Follow your passion. All right. Now, if you need help, reach out. If you need help, there might be you may need to reach out to somebody you look up to. You might need to pray and ask God, I can't talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to talk to you. You may need to take you and your partner, okay? If maybe you're being called to forgive something that happened in the past with a partner, okay? And you may need to take you and your partner to the throne of grace, okay? Now, all the time, you don't have to leave your relationship for a third party situation. Or if you come to the realization that something or someone else was involved. All the time, it could have been, a temporary fix And you don't want to make a permanent decision because somebody got a temporary fix, like a, they like a drug addiction, similar to a drug addiction. Okay, so where you were being called to release this anxiety, I'm sensing that you may need to take you and your partner to the throne of grace. I'm sensing that y'all need to pray about this so that you can release the anxiety. Okay? Now, for others of you, for the ones who have been stopping a pattern and releasing a pattern, I'm sensing that you may need to speak to someone who you look up to. You may need to talk to somebody who you feel deeply connected with. But what you don't need to do is let anxiety or stress take control, okay? Because it will only pull you into darkness. Now, we're not trying to panic and we're not trying to let fear prevail, all right? You have to stay strong and trust yourself and know that the angels are guiding you, so have faith. When you feel anxiety creeping in, take a moment to practice deep breathing or grounding techniques. Remember, if you've been following me, we've been in the middle of a 30-day, in the midst of a 30-day grounding, let's get grounded challenge, okay? So, practice deep breathing or grounding techniques to remind yourself of your inner strength and the support around you, okay? Now, we're going to move on to the next number. Okay, so the next number, 4. All right. Now, I'm seeing that you can always call on your natural confidence to guide you, which I'm sensing that you are a pretty level-headed individual, but right now you may be just a little bit overwhelmed, and so in this instance you need to take time to rest. It's time for you to sit this one out, I'm sensing. So take time out and the answer will come. For some of you, in regards to stopping a pattern, you've been, or even in regards to your relationship, you have been wondering if you should take some time apart. And I feel like if you take time apart, then that while you're in that period of isolation, you'll get what you need to heal and to grow, and you'll be able to progress from where you are now. So ultimately, I feel like you need to retreat from what is currently going on or your current relationship, and that brings us to taking a risk. So you have to have courage. Take the initiative, okay, to retreat from what's going on and follow your intuition. Focus on you, because once you do that, and you understand the realism behind focusing on you, you can't make any plans without considering you, okay, in the midst of everything. So now is a good time to take action on tasks that require initiative, creativity, and risk taking. You have to get organized. Make plans with realistic expectations of success rather than waiting for things to change on their own. Okay? You probably have been one of those people who have been praying, Lord, make me over again. Lord, do this or do that. But where is your initiative? where is the foot that you want to put in, okay? Identify one area where you can take a calculated risk and make a concrete plan to move forward with confidence and realistic expectations, okay? So that's where you are being guided to go next, all right? So over the next couple of weeks, all right, you have to have faith. Divine timing is at play. Remember, and when divine timing is at play, most of the time you're being asked to take action. Okay, now we're going to go over to number 5. Now, a lot of you, if you're wondering how numerology ties into tarot, this is how numerology ties into tarot. And again, I go into deeper detail about that on my prior videos, and you can check those out on my TikTok channel and also on my YouTube channel, okay? So let's see what these cards are. All right, so we have a lot of 5s here. There are a lot of 5s here, all right? And so in that instance, numerology we have 5555 as an angel number, and then we have 5, okay? So 5 is transformation. So there is a change coming on. Now, remember, you are being called to take action because divine timing is at play. Since you're being called to take action, all right, look at this. This right here means that you're going to have a sharp conversation with somebody. There's going to be some unexpected, I can't talk today. Unexpected conflict movement. So basically what that means is there's going to be a change that's going to cut through your life. It is going to be so sharp, and it is going to have a major effect, okay? And it is going to be a precise but truthful, controlled but determined. Now, mind you, these designs and these plans, this change that's coming is meant to shape you. So this is going to cut off, I'm hearing this is going to sculpt you like a nice sculpture, and it's going to, sharpen you where you need to be sharpened and cut off the parts that no longer serve you. Remember, you're stopping a pattern. So this is how you can confirm numerology in your readings, okay? So you understand that you are stopping a pattern here, and with stopping the pattern, it's a sharp change that takes place. And with sharp changes, realize that your emotions, you could be, you never know. There could be a lot of emotional weight surrounding this, a lot of internal conflict that you could be feeling, but you have to accept the change, okay? Accept the transformation. Accept that hope is here, okay? And for some of you, remember, this ties into a relationship. Forgiveness. If there was a third-party situation that happened, forgiveness is here, okay? Because this person has did the work, all right? And there's a new them that is present in this alliance, okay? And you guys are going to be able to recover from this. So every situation where a relationship has a infidelity problem, you're not meant to end it. It's not meant to end. Every situation like that is not meant to end, okay? So understand your beliefs, your values, and your boundaries. Okay, so and this divine timing is at play. Your ancestors are involved. Okay, that divine wisdom. Okay, now this is everything that you have been taught in the Bible in regards to separation and divorce. That's not the path that you are wanting to follow. So you have been facing a lot of conflict, internal conflict, because of that desire and that trickery that was going on. But it's more complicated than that. You're not as passive as people think you are. It is a little bit deeper than that. Okay, and you have learned to take life as it comes, both negative and positive. So that inner conflict that you were feeling, that could sometimes reflect outward. All right, you need to let it go. I'm sensing you need to let it go. Okay, and with this energy here, it is going to be an emotional release. Okay, it's going to be an emotional release, but you have to support yourself before you can support others. If you don't do this emotional release to forgive what happened in the past, you are not going to be able to move forward, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, and we want you to we want the balance to be restored back into your life. Okay, and so with that, there's that word clarity again. The transformation, the change that's coming in. I'm sensing the person that you were dealing with, they did the work. I'm sensing that there is a lot of clarity here. I'm sensing that there's a transformation. There's an opportunity for success this time around. You guys are going to achieve the outcome that you want. Okay? You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a beneficiary, enriching your life experience. Okay? So, like I said, it's not just black and white. It's deeper than that. You don't have to end your relationship just because that's what other people are telling you to do. And if you've been praying on that, then here is your answer. Okay, you can stay in your marriage, you can stay in your relationship if that's where you feel like you are being led. If that's what you feel like you've been led to do, then by all means, baby, do you. Okay, do the work. Okay, and so if you have that momentum, if this process is working for you, if you want to adapt to that lifestyle, okay, listen, do you. Okay, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. Trust that everything is unfolding for the best. You are achieving your goals and everything will work out perfectly in the end. You can't worry about it, all right? You can't worry about what everybody else got going on. You can't worry about you know, if if what you call it is gonna shame you because you still in connection with it. This is your marriage. It's deeper than that. Okay, and then for some of you, when it comes to stopping this pattern, okay, this is you getting grounded. Okay, this is you getting grounded, and you going into that isolation is you centering yourself, reassessing your life and restoring the balance so you can get focused. This is you getting rest and prioritizing yourself. If you've been feeling burnout from overworking, the angels encourage you to ground your energy. Reassess your priorities and determine what thoughts are keeping you in a constant state of doing instead of simply being. I'm seeing karma being released over the next 30 days. You're coming out of breaking that cycle of karma where you were stuck in a loop. doing the same thing over and over again. God is at work removing that blockage out of your life. So take 10 minutes today to sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Utilize yourself as a tree with strong roots connecting deeply into the earth, grounding your energy and calming your mind. Go outside and do that. I'm encouraging you to go outside and do that. Okay? And now, if you decide that you don't want to go outside and do that, or you're unable to go outside and do that because in some areas, like in my area, it actually rained. So if you're unable to go outside and get muddy, or you don't want to do that, you can do it inside. All right? And get grounded in your mind. Okay? Calm your mind. Take a couple minutes and sit with God. Pray. Read your Bible. Meditate. Center yourself. Okay? And that is what I have for number 5. All right? And I have number 6 here. Okay. Now, this number gets a bad rep. But this number is the number of reflection. Okay? That is a number of reflection. Now, what do you need to reflect on? Some situations where love is in your life. Okay? For some of you, this is someone who could be hovering over your relationship. Okay? And for others of you, this could be divine intervention, watching over how you interact in relationships, and not only your personal relationships but family dynamics. Okay, so not only intimate relationships between husband and wife, but a family dynamic as well. So this situation, you're being asked to look at how you deal with your family altogether. And that is for both sides of the spectrum. Whether you were stopping a pattern or cutting something out, or whether you're reflecting on forgiving your partner for infidelity. If somebody's hovering over your connection, or mad that you forgave that person, okay, you can't worry about that. Let them go on about their business, okay? And if people are not understanding the changes that you are making in your life, okay, you can't worry about that either, all right? You just go about your business, okay? Now, this right here is releasing bondage. This card gets a bad rep, but when it comes out in reverse, you're releasing bondage, okay? You are getting free. Some of you asked for God to set you free. Some of you asked God to take the limits off. And listen, with that, God decided to hear you and respond. Okay, you praying led to your prayers being heard and answered. Okay, your prayers were heard and answered. Now you are able to reflect. Maybe for the person who is stopping the pattern, maybe you've been able to reflect on childhood wounds. Okay, you reach out to others with love and compassion. Maybe you were praying to God to heal the childhood wounds that you have, to bring you into alignment, okay? Now, for others, maybe you pray in regards to your relationship, okay? And after getting grounded, after getting rooted, you're getting a response, because you're gonna, this right here, this comfort, growth is uncomfortable. And so if you were comfortable in the place that you were in, you're coming out of that. You're coming out of that. And now you're going to find pleasure after the hardship. If you were uncomfortable in the place that you were in, you're coming out of that and you're going to find pleasure after the hardship. Okay, so reflect on which one of those roles that you are playing, as far as this reading is concerned, whether you are stopping a pattern, cutting something out, breaking karmic cycles, or whether you are at a place in your life where you are forgiving your partner. Realize that these are forgiving somebody in a love dynamic, maybe somebody in your family. I'm sensing that as well. So that is a third situation. So there are ultimately 3 situations that I'm sensing, and not 2. Okay, so this is why it's important to stay for the whole reading. And so take what resonates. This is general, so of course it's going to be a lot of information that we're going over. Okay, so now when reflecting, remember that there are some unexpected changes on the horizon. Okay, it's going to challenge your thoughts and your feelings. Okay, now this is an opportunity to reassess your identity, express a mindset shift, and opt for optimism, confidence, and trust. Listening to your intuition. So listen to the guidance. Listen to what's inside of you. Listen to your gut. And understand your emotions are key to your growth and your evolution. Get control of your emotions, okay? Get control of your emotions. That's how you're going to grow, people. All right? And moving forward, because that's what this card is. Forward movement. You're being guided to move forward. Stop focusing on what happened in the past. Move forward. Break those cycles. Okay? Work on that relationship. Build that momentum. Okay? And get back to yourself. Okay? Center yourself. All right? So focus on your life path. Okay? Because divine guidance is here. All right? Alignment. There's that word again. Okay? This is your mission. Your angels are pleased with your life choices so far and are letting you know that you're on the right path. Keep up the good work. If you've been wondering if you're on the right path, if what you've been doing is working, it is. This is your confirmation, okay? All right, so today acknowledge the progress that you have made and take a moment to reaffirm your commitment to your soul's true calling, all right? All right, so listen, remember I mentioned earlier, karmic cycles. Balance is being restored. You have been feeling imprisoned, okay? God is getting ready to set you free. You've been doing the work, okay? And it's time for you to move forward. Forward movement is here, all right? So the balance is being restored. That's going to tie in with prosperity, success, wealth, all right? Cause and effect, okay? Now, abundance is on the way. All right, and it extends beyond just financial wealth. Are you about to get the desires of your heart, what you've been praying for? Okay, this is a reminder that true fortune encompasses all aspects of life. If you don't appreciate those around you today, they might not be there tomorrow. So take responsibility for your actions and use this awareness to unlock your greatest potential. All right, now that's something that you have to take what resonates, okay, and apply what is necessary to your particular situation. All right, so some of you are going to be sent into isolation. You're going into hermit mode. All right, you're going into hermit mode. Be careful of seeing things that are not there. For others of you, you're supposed to be forgiving your partner. So don't see anything that is not there, okay? Don't make up stories in your head. This is supposed to be growth. This is supposed to be change. This is supposed to be renewal. This is supposed to be a transformation. If you are making the decision to stay in the connection, stay in the connection, okay? Realize that this is a time of renewal and rebirth. So this is indicating that you are close to making a decision that will shape your future. So embrace the transformation and prepare for the path ahead. So if you're going to stay, stay. If you're going into isolation, if you're stopping a pattern, if you are cutting some things out, then do that. If you feel like this no longer serves you, do that as well. Okay, embrace the journey wholeheartedly. 10-10. All right, that is a cycle completing. You are going to be able to get the life, the family that you want. Everything that you are planning for is going to work out. Okay, everything that you're working for is going to work out. All right, now the work that you are putting in your relationship, because you're going to get that family that you want. Remember, everybody don't have to leave. It's always another way to do something. Okay, so this is confirmation that you can still get the family that you want. You can still get the outcome, the one big happy family, everything that you want. Okay, the sun is here. Success lies ahead if you keep ahead of the path. Now, this is for the person who could be going into isolation. Okay, you could be growing, going into a period where you are by yourself, and your strength was tested. I see you coming out better on the other side of this. So embrace the journey. Trust the process. I don't even have to read this card. It speaks for itself. Trust the process. This is an opportunity. What's coming over the next couple of weeks, by the end of the month, is going to be an opportunity for growth, for you to get into alignment. It's an opportunity for progress. You need to trust the process. Okay? That's the message that I have for you guys. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Again, this has been Mina, the Grounded Oracle. You can follow me on Instagram at the Grounded Oracle 333, or on TikTok at Mina's Creative Life. Thank you for watching. Be blessed.